Greetings. This is Ryan McCarthy with the Tax Party, an organization that seeks to further transparency and rational debate in politics. This is your November 2010 Voter's Guide. Proposition AA. Prop AA would add a $10 fee to all vehicles registered in San Francisco. This is expected to bring in approximately $5 million a year, 50% of which would fund road repairs, 25% would fund pedestrian safety, and 25% for funding transit upgrades. It is our position that this money is necessary to continue to improve roadway and traffic conditions within the city. We will vote yes on Prop AA. Proposition A. Prop A is a roughly $46 million general obligation bond that will seismically retrofit buildings identified as in serious danger of collapse in the next major earthquake. Given that the U.S. Geological Survey indicates that there is over a 60% chance of a major earthquake within the next 3 decades, it is critical that San Francisco's infrastructure be prepared as possible before that event happens. It is because of this that we vote yes on A. Proposition B. Prop B is an extremely complicated and contentious measure that is being bitterly fought by the city's unions. Despite the economic recession and financial hardship suffered by many other sectors of the economy, San Francisco's unions have been unyielding in regards to negotiating wage hikes, pensions, and benefit packages. This measure asks unions to shoulder more of the burden while still leaving them with stronger pension and benefits than the vast majority of workers in the private sector. It is because of this that we vote yes on B. Proposition C. Prop C was primarily drafted by Supervisor Chris Daley in an attempt to get a political victory over Mayor Newsom by requiring him to appear once a month before the Board of Supervisors. While both Daley and Newsom are soon to be turned out of office, if passed, this measure would bind generations of future legislators. Due to the fact that historically, mayors and boards of supervisors have not had the complete breakdown in communication that has been displayed by our current representatives, to avoid needless legislative burden, we urge a no vote on C. Proposition D. Prop D would allow resident non-citizens with children in the San Francisco Unified School District to vote on school board elections. However, due to ambiguous wording of the bill, it is not clear how its passage would affect the relationships of the Board of Education, the school district, or the Department of Elections. However, given that this bill primarily enables the option to vote, which can be exercised or not based on the discretion of the parents, we will vote yes on Prop D. Proposition A. Prop A is an initiative that would allow San Francisco voters to register and vote up to and including the day of the election. While we fervently believe in increasing the engagement, accessibility, and education of voters in the election process, there are 2 critical issues in the bill as it is currently written. One, it is an unfunded mandate in that while the city controller estimates that it would create an added cost of $500,000 to each election, there is no clear plan in the bill as to how to pay for it. 2, several states have already initiated the bill and have not seen a substantial increase in voter turnout relative to the dramatic cost. Because of this, we will vote no on Prop A. Proposition F. Proposition F seems suspiciously simple, which means it probably is not. On the surface, the measure simplifies the election cycle of the Health Services Board, the entity which is responsible for overseeing the benefits and pensions of municipal employees, saving the city a relatively small $150,000 over a 5-year period. The measure has been heavily contested by city unions and was put on the ballot with 7 of 9 of the city supervisors supporting it. While we suspect that there are underlying politics in play, given that the measure saves the city money with no clear negative effects, we are voting yes on F. Proposition G. As it currently stands, the Muni Drivers Union is in a unique position within the city in that they do not have to enter collective bargaining for wages, benefits, or pensions. Muni drivers are currently mandated to have the second highest pay in the nation, despite having consistently mediocre results in customer satisfaction surveys. Prop G simply instructs the Transit Worker Union to function like every other city agency in having to bargain with the city for pay and benefits. Because of these facts, we will confidently be voting yes on G. Proposition H. Proposition H would limit the ability of current sitting supervisors to hold additional offices within their political party. Prop H is very clearly yet another episode in the power struggle between the current mayor and Board of Supervisors. Prop H was put on the ballot by Mayor Newsom to try to limit the amount of influence that his enemies on the board and their allies can have on city politics. Unfortunately, it is pretty clear that this is unconstitutional, as it limits candidates' ability for free speech and political association. Because of this, we will vote no on H. Prop I. Prop I is part of the nationwide Why Tuesday campaign, which is designed to increase voter engagement and turnout by having elections on the Saturday preceding the normal Tuesday vote. It is targeted specifically to low-income communities and younger voters. By including Saturday voting for all major elections, the initiative is designed to allow more flexibility for people who work long hours, have families, or who are otherwise unable to get to the polls on Tuesday. Prop I stipulates that if the organizers cannot secure 100% of the costs associated with Saturday voting, that the election will not happen, thus leaving the city with no financial liability. For these reasons, we will vote yes on Prop I. Proposition J. Prop J will temporarily raise the hotel tax by 2% over a 3-year period. The fundamental debate with any tax is whether the economic benefit of the revenue outweighs the negative economic impact on those who pay the tax. Due to the fact that this tax is temporary and will only make a few dollars difference in the vacation budgets of people staying in San Francisco hotels, in conjunction with the deep and painful cuts that a lack of city revenues has had on many agencies, we will vote yes on J. Proposition K. Proposition K is the so-called poison pill to Proposition J, meaning that if both K and J pass, Prop K will cancel out J. Again, as we believe that Prop J is necessary in terms of augmenting our sorely reduced city funds, we are going to vote no on Prop K. Proposition L. Proposition L would make it illegal to sit or lie on city sidewalks from the hours of 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. The law would not apply from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. when all God-fearing people are in their homes. Prop L was placed on the ballot as a political concession from Mayor Newsom to Haight Street business owners. There are several issues with this bill. Number one, police currently do and frequently approach belligerent individuals around the city and tell them to move along when they deem it necessary. Number two, the measure is so broadly written as it would also criminalize garage sales and children's lemonade stands. And number three, even if the measure did pass as a simple logistical issue, in terms of officers' capacity, this would be a very low priority ordinance to enforce. In conclusion, given that Prop L would criminalize innocent behavior and does not clearly demonstrate a needed expansion in police powers, we will vote no on Prop L. Proposition M. Prop M is yet another example of the bickering between the Board of Supervisors and the mayor. this one being submitted by the board as a poison pill against the mayor's Prop L. Prop M institutionalizes an already existing program within the San Francisco Police Department referred to as community policing, in which officers have increased foot patrols and presence on Muni. While this measure sounds good in spirit, we believe it sets poor precedents, both in the mandating of internal police policy at the ballot box and by writing the interpersonal bickering of politicians into the city charter, which remains binding long after those politicians have moved on. For this reason, we will vote no on Prop M. Proposition N. Prop N is a measure that would raise the transfer taxes of property sales worth more than $5 million in value. While at first glance this would appear to only negatively affect the ultra-wealthy, we fear an unintended consequence of this proposition would be to effectively raise the rents on San Francisco's small businesses and tenants living within those buildings, while also saddling the city with the highest property taxes in the entire state of California. Because we would be hard-pressed to support any measure which raises San Franciscans' already exorbitant rent, and are also leery of what the passage of this proposition could do to the city's business competitiveness to our neighboring municipalities, we will vote no on Prop N.